basically related
You ready for me?
You're an eyesore!
Eat this!
Take this!
Time for some payback!
guys use attacks using shield.
You're an eyesore!
Do something already! Here comes! Eat this!
What the?
We'll take that!
You ready for me?
Full boost! Don't hold back, Dan! I'll let you in!
Impossible!
Overkill. You material.
This is unbelievable! What is he? Ugh.
Van! Are you alright?
I'm fine. Tired. Can't believe I just took down a pair of drugged-up mafiosos like they were snot-nosed kids.
What was that? You saw me.
Yeah,
Yeah, just tell me what you want.
figures. All she spits out, she's got no sentience. The tech hasn't come far enough to give her
But was it the Genesis, then?
Can't imagine it was a fluke. So that thing's called a Genesis?
Yes, or that's what my great-grandfather called. It's supposed to be one of 8, called collectively the...
You saying there's 8 of these?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess it was behind everything that happened here. Behind Mare showing up, behind me turning into that weird monster, behind spirits popping up down here too.
Then we're of the same mind. The diaries described them as for experimental observation.
Of course they elected to omit the fine... You know, when I accepted this job, I didn't think it'd be from a relative of the one and only
Huh?
Dead on, huh? That thing was made half a century ago, around the time of the Orbital Revolution. It's easy to tell by looking at it just how much precision and skill went into making. And you got that it's an orbment capable of doing artifact-level stuff. Even Epstein's 3 disciples couldn't have made something so advanced back then. Knock them out of the running, and you're left with the father of modern tech, Claude.
I'm sorry for hiding it from... I'll tell you everything there is to say.
Not now. Put it away, quick.
Van! Are you alright?
Oh, I see. We were a few minutes too...
Those two are...
They're from Almata. We finally...
Yes.
Get lost! This is our territory!
Who do you think you're talking to? Just what happened here? I can see that you fought...
We fought, yeah. With how pumped full of drugs they were, it was a miracle we could make it out with our...
Uh-oh.
As curious as I am about how you... I trust you were able to help your client?
No comment. That's between... Now, I know I owe both sides here a debt, but they might be at the bottom of the chain, but they're still in Almata. You can have one each.
Excuse me.
Who gave you the authority to...
I suppose we do owe him for new...
Very well. We shall take them in between us.
Maybe if you're lucky enough, they'll even talk.
Oh, sure.
I'm good.
This is clearly only the beginning of something much greater. Sharpen your skills while you can, Van.
Will do, Renee.
Kincaid.
I can't let him keep living. Why must you insist on shouldering all of the...
August 27th. District.
Damn. Guess I'm going without dinner. You even good to be out this late? I thought students...
That's kind of you to think of me, but never mind my curfew. Won't you let you have a first aid kit in the office?
I do.
The nightmare.
It looks like it started healing on its own.
I know it wasn't that bad in the first, but it's still healing way too fast for it to be normal. Wonder if I got that orbment or turning into a monster today.
This all began. They were passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandmother, and then down to my mother. As you guessed, my great-grandfather is the famous It was known at the time that he had an adopted daughter, but she went missing by the sound of it. Something compelled her to shy away. I don't know what that something was. It wasn't written in the letters. Then after my mother died, my father began to lose himself, and now all alone, I became more and more captivated. They weren't filled with complex formulae or instead, they were about who he was as a person, what he was like, what his philosophies were, what he valued. He wrote about the little things that colored his days, his bonds with his loved ones, his time spent. I could see through every word written that he was a kind, warm-hearted man with a good sense of humor. I was so happy to have his writings so I could peer into his world, just like my mother, and before I knew it, those diaries became my most. However,
Yes. Let's see the truth.
at the end of his final entry, on the very last page, it said, "Recover the Octogeneses before the year 120X, else all we know will come to an end."
Pretty ominous thing to write down.
It could have been a delusion that came to him in the winter of his years, but I began to feel that it was why his diaries had been penned. And as the days wore on, my desire to do something to avert the end he foretold, but I knew I couldn't go public with any of it. That led me to enroll at Armus Academy, where I met a very dependent. Her advice took me to the Orbalnet, and that. I just never thought when I started all of this that these would be that someone would die, that you would be.
Well, you managed to get one of them. Even if there are still 7 more out there, you could always call it quit.
I can't. Not when they're what connect me to my family. Not when I now know they really exist. And not after seeing that. I can't look away from all of that. Here. This 50,000 Mira is at least accepted as compensation for.
I thought I told you my rate.
Well, you did, but I intend to find the remaining 7. I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of my problems. Oh, but. Huh?
My rate's 1,000 Mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses. I'll bump it up a little because of the danger involved. But you rolled up your sleeves more than your average. You put yourself in danger to help me. Any more than 10,000. This is how the world of work is. Good thing you're still in school, because you got a lot to.
Maybe, but still. I'm sorry. I just feel you've taken on a lot more than you bargained.
To be honest, that whole turning into a monster thing's got my interest piqued. So it wouldn't feel right to ask you for even more Mira with how we're gonna keep this thing going.
What are you?
Unless you decide to give up altogether, I'll pitch in however I can. In exchange, you can share any info you got on the Genesis, or anything those. Does that sound?
Correct me if I'm. Are you telling me that even though you know it might be dangerous, you're going to help me search for the other 7 without taking.
Hey, info's good compensation. I ain't taking a single Mira, though. I'm gonna need you to get more used to real combat, too. For your own safety. Can't have you leaving yourself wide open and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna drill it into you until you're...
This doesn't sound like a fair trade at all. Well, if you insist, Van, then thank you very much. Having your...
Yeah, well, I'll be counting on you. All right, now that today's done and dusted, time for my hard-earned reward. I've been waiting for my Andalusia fig and honey tart all day. I was gonna scarf it down all by myself, but you pulled your weight today, so...
Oh, but I still want to say... It really does bother me just how much I benefit from this arrangement. I was thinking of a way to even it out and thought, you know, how about I...
You want a what?
You seem to be so busy that I can't imagine how you find the time. I'm also good at secretarial work, too, so I'm sure I'd be a big help with sorting pay. Just a standard wage is fine. Or even no wage. Unpaid.
I can't do that. Haven't you ever heard of... And forget that. This whole idea is how did me hiring you even get into your head?
Well, it's because you won't accept any mere... I understand you have your own way of doing things, but I have my own pride to satisfy, you know. Now, let me just cut this tart into two so we can dig in and enjoy. Don't worry, I'll make sure you... And where do you keep your coffee beans? Oh.
Wait, how did you find them so... Who said you could make yourself at home?
She's very persistent, and also you're very persistent. Wow. Hell yes. So the prologue is over.
らしき叫びの未来がそう窓のように浮かぶ誰もが道を行くならば完全な意味にはなせない手を出せ話すなつながれ見えないならライトな強さも弱さも孤独もただの夢だ悪夢をまとえ感覚を解き放って遮るものを振り払え劇場の炎に委ねた魂だけが己が信じてゆく道だ悪夢をまとえ完全に否定されない世界を誰もが望んでいる全ての覚悟で決意の想いだけが己が信じてゆく夢だ Sounds out loud, get back, get down, sounds out loud, get back, get down 紡がれた糸の旗に
The legend of heroes traces through Daybreak. Spriggan of the Slums, ending her hard run completed, received 10,000 Myra.
That's how it goes. That's pretty good, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. You can estimate Spriggan points by completing the 4 SPGs and making optimal choices. When your accumulated SP reaches a certain point, your rank solution during the SP goes up, ranging from A to AAA. Ranking up nets you special items.
I'm Agnes Claudel. I still have a lot to learn, but I promise I'll do whatever I can to keep up.
Okay. The orc, right. Ooh. Proceed. to chapter 1. That took almost 3 hours. 2 hours.
This here will be the turning point. All units, assume the dual lancer formation. Yeah! We won't be defeated! Shine! Falcons of the Sun! Sir!
Not yet!
Too easy. I've got you.
Oh, flames! Become one with me!
Well, look at that. Guess we lost this one. Huh.
Regimental Commander of the Eisen Shield, Garant Rieger. We are open to accepting your offer for a ceasefire. Vice Chief of the Warriors of Crew, we will accept no less than 6-4. Fail to accept, and the fight... Very well. Glory to the Kruger! Glory! Yeah!
That works, I guess. I figured more it was gonna end in a draw. Your counterattack was really good. Just lacking that bit of oomph at the end. If you'd seen my attempt to throw you off balance coming, you'd have had a slew of more strategic...
Thanks.
Think nothing of it. You've got a lot of potential. You just need more practice. With enough of both, you'll be right on the heels of my other little sister from back in the day in no time.
Do you mean so? I'd still like to know more about her. Hey!
I can't help it. I see this hair and I just get... Well, next time we meet off the battlefield, I'll tell you about my old... Zephyr's got a whole lot of stories in it to tell.
Awesome! Better make that a promise.
Okay. September 9. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Chapter when the young flame departs.
Damn. I just wanted to see if there was anything interesting going on. But all I get is still, the info here's put together real nice and organized. Even if the design's got the admins.
Genesis and the Prologue Epstein. System mysterious Almata Grendel.
Should have known. Haven't heard a thing about Almata in a while now. They must have pulled out of Edith for the time being. As for Genesis and the Grendel, still coming. Are they being actively deleted? Is this all part of some...
Yeah, just tell me what you want.
She's the same as usual, too. Should I call on Marduk? Nah, that'd probably just cause even more Well, it's almost time for my regular checkup, so I may as well put a pin in it. Why do I feel like I'm...
Because you're going to get it.
Wanna not bang my door in?
Whoa, you're up already? Good morning, man. You better be earning an honest living up here. No bringing shame to the goddess or your...
No prizes for guessing who you learned all that from. How about taking after your mother instead? Wouldn't it be nice to become a charming, pretty lady just like...
Yeah, I want to be just like Mommy. Oh, but Agnes is really pretty too.
Come on in. Don't be shy.
Well, if you say You said not to come in my uniform, so I wore this.
Very, very pretty. How nice.
It'll work, I guess. Kinda too dressy for casual walking around town, but then again, going the plain route with you would just make you stick out like a sword. Still beats the uniform either way.
That's good.
You're being mean, Van. She looks really pretty, so you should tell her she looks... Come on, let's ditch this big loser and eat some breakfast. We're serving bacon quiche with pumpkins.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Well, damn. Those two sure hit it off quick.
Okay, so now your first official day on the job. First thing is gonna be once a major job comes, you not just go around the city having beer with it with a problem. You see, it's not the usual, but it is the job and you get suspended. Yeah, but you should do what you not all the job they will go some of them some of them focus. You sure you want more with me? Yes. What isn't? That awareness may not be so personal. Yes. First, I show you around the old town where we are, which is the 8th district.
Getting ready for a hard day's work?
Yes.
Then that's all the more. Don't overdo it today. And make sure you're back in time for. I mean that for you too, Agnes. We'll have a piping hot, delicious. Wouldn't want it to get cold now, would.
Shame, the woodman is always getting on my case though. Anyway, head over as soon as you finish. You told me to keep it around me and not on the permitted for me to delete it or activate out of nowhere like it did before, but as long as I'm with you, I'll back you up at the best time.
And speaking of,
We shall. Then let the...
Yes. I do every day I'm working is check the notice boards around the city. There is one here, so let's go check that now first. Before we head out, we should pay a visit to the repair shop down the road to the store. You can go check the notice board and repair shop.
Can't go wrong with any of them. see you again.
Alrighty.
Heading out again, eyes rolling back and forth, taking notes. I will task what you are just listening for your person when she comes back with so much as expression and a person burying you not my words. Oh my god, get don't Anyway, how you been eating properly before? Sometimes you have thumbs to the veggies and or something. Why is that so hard? Yes, still a little bit with that stuff and you make some videos. Office kitchen.
Right.
Take up a power chunk, take all sorts of I'll treat you to dinner, so make sure you leave some place down by the ocean. For that person is the real deal. Status.